Hey, what up, guys? Sorry. So coming to you this morning with the boxing preview for the week. I'm getting away at doing monthly ones right now, guys, because the coronavirus is just, it's too unpredictable. They can't schedule fights, and a lot of fights are getting scheduled last minute, or they're finalizing cards last minute. And, there's been a lot of fights canceled. So I'm going to do week by week, see what's coming up, update you guys at the beginning of the weeks, and just go from there. So this is going to cover the week of, what's today, July 20th through the 25th, the 26th, all the way through Sunday. So there's two different cards to talk about that I'm going to jump into, and there's 5 fights worth watching between those two cards. Not to say there isn't more, fights on those two cards, but these are the ones we're discussing. So we're going to start with the, and I'm sorry the angle of the phone is different. I forgot my phone holder for the dash, so I put it in the little cup holder down here and propped it up to where it can see me. So we're going to kick it off on Tuesday on ESPN. There's a pretty good fight card coming at you tomorrow night. That's June 21st, ESPN Top Rank Boxing featuring. We got 3 fights that are worth watching on the card. Again, there's a couple other ones in between. But the one that I want to get into, an 8-round fight at featherweight featuring former junior featherweight champion Isaac Dogboe as he makes his return to the ring after 14 months out of the ring and back-to-back losses at 122. He comes back to face off against veteran, former world title challenger Chris Avalos. This is going to be officially Dogboe's first fight at 126. He should win this one. I think he's going to knock Avalos out. But Avalos is a veteran. He's been in the ring with guys like Leo Santa Cruz. This is a guy who he's lost 2 of his last 7 fights, so nothing to scream about. So Dogboe is a considerable favorite, but he hasn't fought in over a year. So, I want to see how he does at 126, but I'm excited to see a guy like Dogboe back. This little guy throws a lot of fucking punches. He's exciting. He's got pop, and you definitely want to catch him. So Isaac Dogboe, Chris Avalos, tomorrow night on the undercard. Now the chief support, so basically the co-feature, is a super middleweight on the rise. Edgar Berlanga is his name. He's 13-0, 13 knockouts. So this guy's got a lot of pop. He's going to be fighting in a co-feature against some guy named Oliver Moon. Nobody big, but should be a highlight reel type knockout, and definitely tune in to watch it because I think it will end by knockout and it should be good. Edgar Berlanga, Oliver Moon as the co-feature. Now the main event's going to be good too. The main event is featuring Oscar Valdez, undefeated former featherweight champion. He made his debut at 130 last November, got up off the canvas against a late sub, and got a 7th round TKO. He's taking on former world title challenger Jason Velez. Now Jason Velez past his prime, not the guy he used to be. Oscar Valdez has a title shot waiting for him. He is the WBC's #1 contender. He has a mandatory shot due against Miguel Berchelt, the reigning champ, and #1 at 130. He's got this title fight due later this year. This is just a stay busy fight to shake off some rust before that fight. Berchelt just fought a couple weeks ago, got a knockout a few weeks ago, and he's waiting. And Valdez, I think, has to look good in this fight because his first fight at 130, it was against a late opponent, so I'll factor that in. But he took a knockdown early, kind of got a so-so 7th round TKO. It wasn't a flat-out stoppage, and Valdez needs to look good if anybody believes he has a shot against Berchelt. So I think he's going to. I can see him knocking Velez out, Jason Velez. I can see him knocking him out in the middle to later rounds. If not, it's going to go the distance, and he should get a clean decision win ahead of that fight with Berchelt. So 3 good fights on this card to watch. There's a couple more sprinkled in there. I don't think they're worth the time, but you guys can watch them if you want. But the 3 fights should all be exciting, a lot of punches thrown, and I'm predicting knockouts in every one. Oscar Valdez, Jason Velez in the main event. That's a 130-pound fight, which is super featherweight. Then you got a super middleweight fight, 168, between knockout artist Edgar Berlanga against Oliver Moon. And then Isaac Dogbe, featherweight fight at 126 against veteran Chris Avalos. Should be good. Now, Friday on DAZN, Golden Boy and DAZN bring back boxing on Friday night. And it's actually, the main event's going to be solid. The undercard, you're going to see lightweight, undefeated lightweight, Hector Tanahara Jr. against veteran former world title challenger Mercito Gesta. Tana Raha Arhara is undefeated, 19-0, 5 knockouts. Not a big power guy, but he's trying to make a name for himself. He's a lightweight, taking on former world title challenger Gesta. Just should be decent action right here. Gesta never puts up a bad fight. He always brings it. I think, Tana Hara is going to get a decision win here. But it's a good name to put in front of him. That's the co-feature. The main event's the one you want to watch. Welterweight, undefeated, exciting fighter, Virgil Ortiz Jr. Like this guy a lot. Got a lot of pop. Has been knocking out a lot of past their primes, former champs. He's ready for the big time, he says. He's taking on veteran Samuel Vargas. Vargas shouldn't be a problem. He should add him to the list of knockouts. But just to watch Virgil Ortiz fight is exciting. He's a good fighter. Again, he's right on the verge of a title shot and getting himself into the mix of the best division in boxing. So can't wait to see it. Very much so looking forward to it. That should be interesting. That's on Friday on DAZN. So make sure you're checking out Tuesday the 21st on ESPN and Friday the 24th on DAZN. 5 solid fights to watch. Very much so looking forward to them. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.